It's time to tell Ford we're sorry. Now, most of you guys know Ford discontinued something for 2026. And I think we kind of want it back. I'm just being honest with you. And we're going to find it. It's somewhere over here. Actually, I see it right now. I'm going to go ahead and unlock it. So you guys are going to see it real quickly. You ready for this? We miss it. We want it back, Ford. Just bring back the Ford Lightning. Oh, man. I can't believe Ford got rid of their best hope for America, which is the EV. Now, obviously I'm being a little facetious, but here's what I'll tell you. If you are in the market for a Ford Lightning, this one's brand spanking new, has not been titled yet. I'm going to show you guys the window sticker here. It is at Garff Ford in West Valley, Utah, okay? It's a 2025. They stopped making these trucks for 2026, and it's simply because people decided they didn't want an EV pickup. Now, there's a few reasons why, and I understand that, but for most people who buy half-ton pickups, this is the perfect one because, number one, you don't have to worry about buying fuel because fuel costs is a little high today. But number two, they have this thing heavily discounted. So this is a 2025. It has the extended battery, 123 kilowatt hour. Also, Space White's the color. Here's some of the options. So the Space White was $395. Pro Power, which is 9.6 kilowatts. Insane. $1,200 there. Has the spare tire, tailgate step, and then the mobile power cord. Base price was $69,995. Destination was $25,995 for a total price of $75,390. So here's the best thing about EVs. Let me just slow down just a little bit. This right here is insanity. I don't understand how this is even remotely legal. Like, this is insane. If I was racing a Mustang, he would be like 4 or 5 cars behind right now, because this thing just has instant torque, full-time four-wheel drive. And one thing I like about these EVs, this is my favorite thing about them, is they're heavy. So they're heavy, which means if you do need to tow a trailer, maybe you're not going far, right? You're not going far, but you tow maybe 8,000-9,000 pounds. I would easily tow that with this truck. Whatever the max towing capacity is with this, I'm gonna get there because this thing is so heavy. It has great stability, and because of the all-wheel drive system, it does handle really, really well. Now, with the regular F-150s, they are a little bit lighter, right? And so they don't really typically do well towing. So you would have to go with the longer bed option, right? You have to get the max trailering packages, all that stuff, that you have the better leaf pack. This has coils out back, by the way. But overall, man, I would say that for what you're getting in this package, and because the dealership has this thing priced really well, in my opinion, I think it's deeply discounted. And if you're looking to finance, they'll probably give you the best rate possible that they can get. And I know what some of you liberal people are thinking. If you follow me for any time frame, I'm pretty sure you guys know my stance. But regardless of it, I've always said this. I have nothing against EVs at all. I've always said that. I think that they have their place in the market. However, I don't think they should be shoved down people's throats. I've always said that, and I still stand firm with that 100%. But the reason why I think the Ford Lightning did not last is simply because of how it was marketed. You guys just saw the price of this thing, right? When Ford brought this thing out, they were doing it the right way. I want to say it was priced like around 40 grand. I could be wrong. Like, if you were looking for a base model Ford Lightning, they were priced extremely well. This truck, as you just saw, was $75,000. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And so that's where this truck, one more time, if you need to pass one, look at this. Shoo! It's like nothing. Like, you can break the law so fast in this truck, it's not even funny. And that's what I like about these. See, people who drive EVs, they're like buttholes, because like, they know they're faster than you. Like, I have a Corvette, for example, and whenever I'm cruising with my wife or going to get coffee in the morning, my wife loves coffee, Here the EV people come up right next to me because they think they can beat me, and they can't. I say, I know that your car's fast, but you don't have a Plaid, so you ain't gonna touch me in my Corvette. But what were we talking about? I'm sorry, I got on a tangent. Hold on one sec. Price. We were talking about price. If Ford kept the pricing of these trucks in line, like this truck here, I think that if they were able to get that price around like that 65, maybe 60 grand mark MSRP, and then you can get discounts from there. Now, granted, I don't think that they have the margin that they would have, obviously, that this truck has, but they priced these trucks too high. And you're bringing something new to market, and you were going crazy because I get it. The market was saying the trucks were worth, you know, far more because guys were getting these and flipping them and making money, right? So if Ford just kept the pricing locked in, maybe they should have made it a lease only option for people. You know, that way they can't turn around and sell the truck, right? Well, I guess they could still sell it, but regardless of, my point is, the pricing is what screwed up the freaking Ford Lightning. That's my point. I just got done using the one pedal drive. That system is really, really aggressive. I forget how aggressive it is. I actually had one of these for about 3 days. I rented it, and I was really impressed. I mean, again, one of the best advantages of having a Ford Lightning is if you do idle a lot, you don't have to worry about burning fuel. You don't have to worry about potential issues with idling an internal combustion engine. Like if you have to pick up your kids from school, or if you work in a area where you just are always sitting in traffic, this is a really good option for something like that, personally, especially if you have the charger at your house. Now, they do have a 120 volt power plug back here, 20 amps, they're saying. Also, let's go ahead and go to the front. You guys saw it does have a 10-way driver's seat, tilt and telescoping steering wheel. What do you guys think about this color? Very interesting for sure. But right here, let's go ahead and pop the frunk. There's an airplane coming, so I apologize if it's a little loud. Front parking sensors, recovery hooks on the front end. Full LED headlights, obviously. No shocker there. But look how much space you have on the front end. When you don't have the engine, you get the storage for this one. And then they have up to 2.4 kilowatts of power inside of the frunk. So if you like to tailgate or something like that, you can run a lot of different things. If you want to cook something on electric, you can easily do that on the Ford Lightning. This does have the 360 camera if you didn't see it on the screen. And then out back, you only could get the short bed with the Lightning. Now you would think that this would have an assisted tailgate, but it's not. But you do have the workstation here and the step. And then you have 9.6 kilowatts, 7.2 plus 2.4, and they give you that 30 amp plug right there. So that's what's nice about having this truck. You have a lot of nice features, and as I said, they have this thing priced to sell at Garff. So be sure to check out their website if you would like to buy one of these. 20-inch wheels wrapped in Goodyear Wrangler tires, 275 60/20. Let's go ahead and check out the numbers on the door. And by the way, here's where we're gonna plug in at. Okay. So they're saying your front gross axle rating is going to be 3,940 pounds. The rear is 4,960 pounds. That is really, really good. Gross vehicle rating is 8,550 pounds because, hey, this thing is heavy. 20 by 8.5 wide wheels. Okay. And then all-in payload capacity is 1,980 pounds. And they're recommending 42 PSI all the way around for the tires. As I said, if you are in the market for an EV, this is one to have. It was one of the first pickup truck EVs that we had. Maybe the Rivian beat it, but regardless, I think that Ford executed it better. But if they can fix the charge times, and if they can get the price point down on these, I think that a lot more people would be interested in buying these trucks. But yes, let me know your guys' thoughts. Would you buy a Ford Lightning today? That is the question. So, as you guys saw earlier, the MSRP was $74,990. Now, with the dealer, they are doing a $6,000
discount, and Ford is ponying up an additional $6,000. Now, it could be different depending on what state you live in, but if you do live in Utah, these are the incentives that they have. So from $74,990 down to $62,990, $12,000 off. At one point, there were people spending that plus, and it looks like you could potentially still lease this, and that's probably what I would do. I would probably lease something like this. That way, if you're concerned about the value of it in a couple years or 3 years, this will kind of give you that peace of mind.